Good morning, beloved. This is Pastor Rodney Adams, Big Calvary Baptist Church, with a moment of meditation. In Luke's Gospel, chapter 12, around verse 35, Jesus says, "Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning, and you yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he shall come in the second watch, or in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. And this know, that if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched, and not have suffered his house to be broken through. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when you think not." Beloved, Jesus here is speaking to us now about preparedness. He's talking to us about the state of mind. Where are we at different moments or intervals of life? And here he's telling us, when he says, "Let your loins be girded about," he's telling you to be ready, be active, be dressed, be prepared, and make sure that your lights are burning. Lights are needed, beloved, when there's darkness. Lights are needed to be able to help you navigate throughout circumstances and situations, so that you can have safety as you move. And he says, while you're doing these things, while you're being prepared, and while you're watching, he says, be focused that you're waiting for your Lord. Be purposeful. Know that there's a purpose, a reason for why you're doing these things. Because he says, when he comes and knocks, he wants you to open the door immediately, that you're ready to go right at that moment. He says, those servants who are waiting, those servants who do this, he says they're blessed. And he's going to gird himself and serve them. He says, and if he decides to tarry a little bit, if he decides to wait, still, that's not an excuse for us not to be prepared. That's not an excuse for us to not be watching, but we ought to keep watching. We are to stay alert. You see, beloved, what's happening in society today, in the world today, is a cry. A cry, you say? Yes, a cry. This is the cry of the bridegroom spoken of in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 25. The Bible says in Matthew 25 that the kingdom of heaven shall be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. 5 were wise, 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Excuse me. Go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. But the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. While they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man cometh. You see, in this text, beloved, this parable of the 10 virgins, they're all virgins, but 5 of them were foolish. They did not make sure that they had oil to trim their lamps. 5 were wise. They made sure that they had extra oil so that if the oil they originally had ran out, they could replenish the oil. Now, while they all slumbered and slept, the cry was made, "Behold, the bridegroom cometh." What you're seeing happening in the world today with all the chaos and confusion, with all of this turmoil, this is the cry of the bridegroom. Jesus is trying to allow us to know that he's about to come back. Now, someone may say, well, Pastor Adams, we've seen these things happening over time, and preachers have been saying this for years. Yes, but you've never seen it, beloved, on this scale. You've never seen how one person can be influencing entire kingdoms in this manner. And yet those who have some authority to speak to it have capitulated. And therefore, the decisions that are being made are influencing systems around the world. What's happening? The cry of the bridegroom is being made. He's getting ready to come. When they hear the cry, all 10 virgins wake up. But the problem is 5 of them don't have oil. You see, the purpose or the reason for oil, beloved, is to be able to see your way clearly through in dark times. It's so that you don't stumble, you don't trip, so that you don't get trapped or stuck where you are. And many people are being stuck right where they are. They can't see. They're not aware. They lack perception. They don't understand the hour that we're living in. And because of that, they're going to be caught off guard. I want you to listen to a parable in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 24, and verse 32. Jesus says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. He says, when his branch is yet tender and puts forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. The fig tree is representative or a metaphor for Israel. It's speaking of when things are happening with Israel, when things are bubbling around Israel, when its branch is yet tender and puts forth leaves, when the leaves are falling off, you know that summer is not. You know that you're entering into a different season. And so he says in verse 33, so likewise when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. And heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Beloved, Jesus tells us that the season that we're in, the generation that we're in, will not pass till all these things be fulfilled. He wanted you and I to know, to recognize, to realize, to have perceptibility what would be happening at the time of his arrival, and it's about to come. Now, I understand many of us have many different teachings and many different beliefs. So we're not going to deal with that right now. I just want you to know this is the time to make sure that you're ready. It's a moment of meditation. I'm Pastor Adams. Think about it.